Hi everyone, it is Emily here at Thrive Wellness Center, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about some different breakfast tips and tricks that you can implement into your day to start off your first meal a day with lots of energy and good nutrients. So, first I want to talk about why it's important to have a more protein and good fat-based breakfast, because when we start our day with heavier carbohydrate-based breakfast, so things like cereals, that sort of thing, what we're doing is we're consuming a lot of sugar in the morning, more than likely, and then what that leads to is a lack of energy, a midday crash, and usually nighttime cravings. So I fix a lot of nighttime craving issues by fixing someone's first meal of the day. And I say first meal of the day, we can refer to it as breakfast, but like people who fast may not eat until noon or so, something like that. So first meal of the day or breakfast needs to be full of good protein and good fat, because that's going to, number one, start your energy off well for the day. It's going to feed your brain, it's going to get your organs up and running and functioning well, and then it's also going to help you avoid the midday crash, and it's going to help you avoid that afternoon sweet craving that you might get after dinner per se. So those are some reasons to start off with a good high protein and high fat breakfast for the day. So I'll start with how to kind of keep it basic. If you want to start with things like eggs, bacon, sausage, that sort of thing, those are all really simple things that you can do in the morning. I know there's so much bad flack around like bacon and sausage and that sort of thing, because bad bacon and sausage can be an issue, and it is an issue. Things like bacon and sausage that are full of nitrates or sugar are really harmful for our gut, harmful for our health. But bacon and sausage that are, nitrate free and sugar free, and they are fed the right things when they're being raised, that is the kind of pork products, or if you want to do like turkey bacon or something, those are the kind of products that are helpful for us. Those are good fats and good proteins. So finding a good source of sausage or bacon. One of my favorite things to do with sausage is get like the 1 pound ground sausage pack, and then make my own patties, and I put salt, pepper, and some red peppers in that. Oh, delicious. I love spicy though. So like if you like sweet and you maybe want to put like a touch of maple syrup in it or something, that's great. But the thing about that is I know that there's nothing else added to it besides what I'm putting in it. So for example, Bob Evans prepackaged sausage, I've honestly never looked at the back of one, so I shouldn't prejudge, but I'm going to prejudge a little bit. It's probably full of sugar, it's probably full of chemicals, probably full of things you don't want to be eating. Oh, my little stand here is moving around on me. So it's full of not good stuff. So if you get it as basic as possible and you just add what you want to it, you know what's going into it, you know what you're consuming. Next, with eggs, free range eggs are most ideal. If you have a local farmer or provider that you like buying your products from, go for it. All right, so that's the bacon, eggs, sausage type of deal. We can go on to different things you can do with eggs. So if you wanted to do like an egg muffin sort of thing, I always encourage those because they're super easy and you can meal prep them. So like egg muffins, so like you take your muffin tin, you take a bowl, you whisk up your eggs, you put your eggs in there, you put peppers, onions, spinach, a sprinkle of really good cheese if you want some cheese in there, whisk that up, put it in your muffin tins, bake them, and then you have a dozen muffins that are ready to go throughout your week, full of good fat and full of protein from the eggs you're eating, good veggies in there too, when you're adding those to that. All right, and then sometimes I've even seen them make like the rim of the muffin be like a slice of bacon. Oh, delicious. I've never tried one, but I mean, it looks phenomenal. All right, then next, you could eat simply hard-boiled eggs. So easy, so simple. Put some salt and pepper on there. Eat an avocado with it. Avocado is a great thing to eat in the morning. Lots of good fat, lots of good energy. All right, and then there are really easy things like, okay, so a lot of people are fan favorites of oatmeal in the morning, which not necessarily against per se, but what I do know is that oats are really hard for us to digest. So what I suggest is pre-soaking them and doing something like overnight oats. So overnight oats are like your rolled oats, preferably like an organic, a good source, a good brand. Please don't get Quaker. And then your liquid that you want to add to it to soak it overnight. So like some almond milk or oat milk or whatever kind of non-dairy milk you enjoy. And then you can put like a little honey, a little maple syrup if you want to sweeten them at all, just a titch. And then, or you could do like stevia, monk fruit, that sort of thing. And then you could do like berries, shredded coconut on top, nuts, seeds. You could do like, if you want to do little squares of like the Mindo chocolate that we have, that's a really good idea to help sweeten it up. Some cocoa nibs would give it texture. And I would even go as far to add collagen into that because that's going to help provide more protein in the morning. All right, then we have things like chia pudding too, or yogurt. Those are all good like spoon type of breakfasts that are going to be more tasty, give you more variety, that sort of things. So what you want to do is focus on that. And then you also, with your, like I said, with your chia puddings and your, your oats, what you want to do is add protein to those things. So those are a little bit, oats are obviously a little bit more carb heavy. Chia pudding is not necessarily carb heavy, but has lots of good fats, but you want to focus on adding protein to that combination. So collagen, if you want to do just like a protein shake by itself along with that, an egg by itself along with that, however you want to mix your protein and just making sure you're getting it in. All right. And then, oh man, I left it in my office. I have these like, I don't know if anyone's ever seen them. I'm sure people have seen them, but they're these little Purely Elizabeth cereals. They're actually freeze-dried cauliflower that they made into a cereal. Oh, it's really good. Sounds disgusting, but it's really delicious. My favorite one is like strawberry almond, I think is what the flavor is. But it's really good. It's full of good nutrients from the cauliflower, a little bit of fruit in there. I think there's some coconut sugar to sweeten it. I, of course, add butter to mine because butter is best. And if you want to do a scoop of collagen in there, you could too. So those are really good. Purely Elizabeth cauliflower hot cereals is what they're called. And then I'll take a picture when I'm done with the video and I'll put it in the comments so you guys can see what that looks like. All right. And then, when it comes to yogurt, if you can handle like cow's milk, that's fine. Just make sure you're getting a full fat, organic, grass-fed, plain yogurt because you don't want any other added junk in there. You can sweeten it up yourself. You can add fruit to it yourself. You can do all the toppings and all of that. And then I repeatedly hear this because we're like taught to think granola is healthy for us, like Nature Valley and all of that junk. No, it's junk. Don't go buy it. Go buy, like, if you're going to buy a granola, buy a paleo granola. There's this one delicious one called Coconola. Oh, fabulous. Or there's, like, actual paleo granolas. I've talked about them before. But granolas are, they're advertised as this healthy breakfast, so on and so forth. They're full of sugar. They're full of chemicals. Not good. Please buy a healthy granola that's better with all those things. Also, another thing I want to talk about that's advertised as healthy is our cereals. Cereals are not good for us, especially like Maine, Kellogg's, General Mills, that sort of thing. No. Do not buy them. Put them back on the shelf. Do not feed them to your children. Okay, go get, if you're going to enjoy a cereal, which I don't recommend doing all the time because, again, even our healthy cereals are like more grain heavy, more heavy, full of things that are not as high in fat and as high in protein. So if you're going to do a cereal, like Cascadian Farms, I believe, is okay. Things like that, they opt for a more organic option and they also opt for fewer chemicals. There are so many chemicals in cereals. Like if you've ever read a Lucky Charms ingredient label, please entertain yourself and read it. It's full of dyes, full of things that I don't even know what they are. I have to look them up because I'm like, what is this? And it's a chemical. They are chemicals people are spraying on their yards to kill bugs and things like that. So please pay attention to your labels. Pay attention to what you're putting in your body, okay? Okay, enough of the negativity. I'll talk about the good stuff again. So my favorite, one of my, like, Sunday morning treats that, you're getting around enjoying your breakfast sort of thing. I really enjoy the brand Birch Benders. They make a paleo pancake mix. It's already like pre-mixed. You just have to add, I think it's like maybe some eggs in water or something along those lines. Or maybe it's just water, honestly, to the mix and make them up. There's like arrowroot flour, coconut flour, almond flour, that sort of thing. And I think they're sweetened with monk fruit. Delicious, so good. You can put some Lily's chocolate chips in there for chocolate chip pancakes, put some blueberries, however you want to spice it up, spruce it up, do it. Add a little bit of grape maple syrup to your topping and some Kerrygold butter, and you've got a delicious pancake breakfast. They also make pre-frozen or pre-made that are frozen waffles. It was a great find. I was so excited to find them. So like an Eggo, but a healthy Eggo. So not that much work. Give them to your kids. I will say they don't have sugar in them, so they're not, as tasty as an Eggo for your children. But if you want to throw like butter and a little maple syrup on there, like I said, that wouldn't be a bad idea either. And then you could go to your just classic go-tos like smoothies or fat coffee or bulletproof coffee, which I've talked about both of those before. They have specific videos, so I won't go into too great of detail with them right now, but if you want to go look for my coffee video and my smoothie video, I've talked about the components of a good smoothie and the components of what you can do to your morning coffee to spruce it up and make it a little bit more nutrient dense. All right, everyone, I hope those gave you some good breakfast tips. Try not to talk so long this time, chatty Cathy over here. All right, well, if anyone has any questions about breakfast in particular or ideas that they love to do, please leave it below in the comments. Otherwise, everyone have a great day. Keep enjoying this beautiful weather that we're having, and we will talk to you guys again next week. All right, bye everyone.